Raptors Digest, what's up and welcome back. We are underway at TD Garden out here in Boston. Second time playing here. Schroeder hits a three. Second game that we've had here. We had a really great, in my opinion, probably the best win we've had this season. The first game that we had, it was the second one of the season after getting blown out by the Wizards at home in what was like a 700-day anticipation of returning to Toronto. We get basically our butts handed to us by a Wizards team that at the time we really didn't have any expectations for, but came back against the Celtics and had a blowout win in their home opener. So that felt good. But here we are again tonight. Nice lay-in by OG. 12-14 right now, Boston leading, but I got a good feeling tonight. Jaylen Brown is out. I made a mistake in my bet preview saying that he was playing because I didn't know. But either way, I have no regrets about the bets I made. I think we got some winners tonight, but I'm going to knock on wood anyways and hope for the best. But like I said, Jaylen Brown out. Hopefully the Raptors can capitalize. You have Siakam in the lineup. Let's see what happens, guys. But if you have any bets of your own, let me know. You can see in the top left corner there, I got Gary Trent Jr. over 1.5 combined steals and blocks. And then I have Scotty Barnes over 19.5 combined points and rebounds. Scotty was an animal the last time they faced. He had 25 points, 13 rebounds. I mean, Kem Birch is still out too, so I expect to see those numbers return for him. Maybe not to that magnitude, but I like that bet. And then Gary Trent Jr., he's only missed that mark for, I think, 2 games of this whole season, and one of them was last game. So statistically speaking, hopefully we can get him to have all those defensive stats tonight. You know what? Even without Jaylen Brown, he should still be playing a lot tonight. And already people in the chat, man, Paul Blunt, Marcel Martin, how's it going, guys? We got the goodie mob out here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Bueno Kitty with the spicy spin count already. And then Marcel saying no Brown tonight, easy dub. That's what I'm saying. We got to hope so. 14-16 right now for Boston over Toronto. Got about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. If you guys have any bets of your own, I always say this, let me know. Throw them in the chat. I'll be rooting for them with you. And I'm excited, man. If we can pull ahead to a 7-5 record, that'll feel pretty good. We've already lost a few close games. The Cleveland Cavaliers game is still haunting me to this very moment, but hopefully we can see something out of Pascal tonight. Scotty Barnes, of course, I bet on him. I'd love to see a game for him, just like we saw the first time around. But like I said, let me know any bets you guys have. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Right now, Jason Tatum at the line. It's been a weird start to the season for the Celtics. Obviously, you have a lot of star power in Brown and Tatum. Brown out tonight. And then guys like Marcus Smart, whoever remembers the bubble, that guy, like the way Marcus Smart played reminded me of the way that Fred VanVleet played in the finals. Just clutch defense, clutch shooting, putting a dagger in his opponent, really. Gary Trent in the mid-range, nice bucket. That's starting to become his office. I've said it before, I love guys that can shoot the mid-range. They're going to be the players you look to close out a game, and Gary Trent's looked more comfortable in that area than I think anybody else on this team. But Fred's had his CP3 moments. Boston hits a 3. It's 21-16 right now. Some talking right now in the chat. Oh, 3-pointer for Toronto. Freddie VanVleet knocks it down. But there's some talk in the chat right now about fantasy basketball. So for anyone who doesn't know, of course, we've got a fantasy league going here with people in the tier membership of the channel. So Paul Blunt talking about it with Marcel Martin right now. I'm at a 1-2 record. I got to improve that. I'm reluctant to trade away some of my pieces because I know if I hold on, it'll pay off later in the season. But right now, I'm on the uglier side of things. I know that Marcel Martin is too. Paul Blunt saying the goodie mob, appreciate it, man. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun. I made the mistake of getting into way too many fantasy leagues this year. It's so hard to track. I'm in 2 basketball ones, 2 football ones. It's way too much upkeep. I think next year I'm just doing the Raptors Digest one, but either way, I'm having fun with it, and it's been great for the channel. Terry Black in the chat saying, join you, same bets on Barnes and Gary Trent Jr. Had plus 1.5 steals for Trent last game, and he ended with 0, so expecting him to bounce back this time. Persistence is key here, Terry. That was part of my logic with it as well. I was like, there's no way that he's going to go 2 games. What a block by Precious on Jason Tatum. Oh, and the favor is returned at the other end. Svi Mikhailuk getting blocked pretty bad there. Wow, Williams, the Time Lord, looking pretty good. Fun fact here about him. Apparently, he doesn't really enjoy the nickname Time Lord all too much, and it's because he was late for some media events as a rookie, and then someone in the media, so like a reporter, I don't know who, but a reporter, I guess lovingly nicknamed him the Time Lord to make fun of the fact that he had been late for a bunch of different things. And when they brought it up to him, he just kind of dismissed it, like, it is what it is. Like, I can't do anything about it, yada yada. But I seriously think it's one of the coolest nicknames in the NBA, despite it not really having any legit meaning behind it, other than the guy's late for things. So WC in the chat saying some slow starts for the Raps. Precious still getting some reps in. I tuned in a little bit late to this first quarter, but Precious is looking good so far. Had a big block, big rebound. Ooh. Boston hits the 3. Delano Banton's coming back the other way. We're currently down by 7. So, like WC said, it is a little bit of a slow start right now for us. I like that Delano's getting some early minutes here in the first. Let's see what he can do. Okay, defensive 3-second violation. WC pointing out that's a great origin story. You know what? Williams doesn't quite agree. He's, like I said, he hates the nickname, but yeah, the guy was late. Some reporter coined that his nickname, the Time Lord, but I still think it's a sweet name. He should embrace it. Probably has at this point. Bueno Kitty saying no answer for Williams' physicality right now. This has been a recurrent thing for Toronto over basically every season that, even when we had JV did a great job, but we upgraded to Marc Gasol for a defensive reason as well. We haven't really had consistently long-term a center who can hang out there with 7-footers and just be, a rock in terms of rebounding and defending and scoring, getting putbacks. We've never had like a Hassan Whiteside or a Clint Capella, someone like that who's just massive, a Dwight Howard. I think eventually the Raptors are really going to want that to get back to the contending phase, but that has been a common complaint of Raptors fans. And we already got Marcel Martin out here right now saying, if this video gets 50 likes, I'll drop a hundo. Marcel Martin with the super chat, man. Shouts out. This guy's a legend. When you say drop a hundo, do you mean like on a bet right now for the Raptors? Clarify that one for us, Marcel. But you're scaring me. I always tell people, bet responsibly. I do not want to be responsible for big wins or big losses. We're just having fun. But I sound like a broken record with that. Nicholas Gower in the chat saying your poppy should be on your should be over your heart. You know what? I did have it over my heart, but the way I was sitting at first kind of was offsetting it. But you're right. I got some space now. Let me fix up here. Remembrance Day is tomorrow, so definitely need to shout out to that cause. It's lest we forget. Got to be thankful for soldiers now and then. Got the poppy out. Don't forget it. Remembrance Day tomorrow. Moment of silence to reflect. But yeah, November's a big month for a bunch of initiatives. If you can't tell, I'm trying with, you know what, you can't tell at all. I shaved on November 1st by accident. I was going to cheat for Movember, but I was just kind of like spaced out in the shower for a split second. And then I was shaving and I took off the mustache and I was like, you're kidding me. So I'm starting from scratch. We'll see if I can get something decent going by the end of it. Like my co-host, Zach Phillips on the Leafs Digest, this guy's going to have an absolute just cookie duster pretty soon, but I got to work on mine. Shouts out all the charitable causes throughout November. Got my poppy on. Oh, damn. Marcel Martin. I'll drop a hundo for the chat. We need the like spike, everybody. Like spike it up in the chat right now. Definitely hit the like button if you haven't already. Marcel Martin making some big offers here. Appreciate you, my guy. I got to get the like spike animation. I'm sleeping on the animations right now. So Artisan in the chat saying Siakam plays lazy defense. I don't know why nobody sees that. I agree with you. One thing that I hate about Pascal is when he's guarding the baseline, he makes it so that he tries to take away top side, right? But when Pascal does that, he just gets bodied. He's not a very heavy set guy, and nor is he like overly aggressive. I do think he's a good help defender, definitely with all that length and energy, but when he's covering someone on the baseline, it ends up in disaster more often than not. And they're going to be pretty cautious using him tonight. Obviously want to like edge him back in after shoulder surgery. They're not just going to go give him full-time minutes right away. So he's definitely on a time restriction like he was the last game. Precious in the paint, gets his offensive rebound, puts it back up. Oh, that was an air ball. I don't know what they're saying some pretty wild stuff about this ball. The new Wilson one apparently doesn't come off the hands right, but when you ask KD, he says it feels the same to him. That's big GOAT talk right there. Ooh, did Banton just swat Richardson? Either way, looks like Delano Banton with a big defensive play. If anyone's looking at the stats right now, I might even pull it up myself here. Let me know if Gary has any defensive stats. I'm going to be monitoring these bets all game. I also missed Scotty's start, so let me know if he's scored or rebounded at all. He's still out there right now. So Boston up 26 to Toronto's 19. There's 2:25 left in the first quarter. Raps on defense. But Delano Banton getting some early minutes here. And people last game sounding very frustrated with Fred. Like super frustrated. And calling for Malachi Flynn. Sort of like I've been doing all season. Delano's earned his minutes. There's only so much I can say in regard to that. But maybe we do need to take out of Fred's like overall just dominant usage and give a little bit more to Malachi to see if he can spark the offense. Because he's a guy that can be an immediate game changer if you catch him on a go night. Tatum misses the shot. Rebounded by Banton. Raptors are storming back. Oh, that was a nice pass to OG in the corner. Pump fakes him. Get that, OG. Oh my God. Goes up for the offensive rebound and gets fouled. So he'll be going to the line shooting too. Bueno Kitty in the chat saying, TBH, I'd rather see Scotty B start at 5 over Pascal. Last season, Pascal seemed out of position for small ball. I agree. I think that even OG Anunoby is a pretty good option to have covering a center. I don't know. It's weird, right? I think that Scotty can do it. I'd rather him not get in the routine of needing to cover 5s because in a winning situation, that's not going to be his role. But OG Anunoby and him by committee seem to do a pretty decent job. You're right, Pascal gets back down a ton when he's covering the 5. But we'll see. I trust Nick Nurse a lot. I'm sure he'll find the right balance here. Lucas Sims saying, I tried to level my beard out and ended up cutting the whole thing off. Man, that's like me. I had one thought and then next thing I know, I put a little slit through my mustache and it was just GG. I had to start all over again. And as you guys can tell, I need every little bit of a head start I can get here. Reminder, Marcel Martin talking some big game in the chat right now. Let's get a like spike if you're in here. Appreciate everyone watching. Richardson with the bucket. We're down by 7. Banton inside to Scotty. Nice. To Svi. That's a big bucket. Svi needs a bounce back game. He didn't look great last outing, but we know he's been great. You know, I don't want to read too deeply into it. He's done pretty much everything we've asked of him, and a nice bucket there for him. The Raps are down by 5. About a minute left in this one. Al Horford. Scotty's covering him in the paint. That's actually a decent little comparison for Scotty. Like a super athletic Al Horford, but Boston gets the 3. Dennis Schroeder, the bag fumbler himself, gets the bucket for Boston. All right, Banton. There we go. To OG in the post. He's being covered right now by Schroeder. He's got to take advantage of this. The help defense comes. Oh, man, he's getting swarmed. Al Horford with the good play there. Oh, nice. Banton, okay, misses the steal, but he's all over the ball. A stop here would be important. Down by 8. Okay, yeah, that was a goaltend. Good effort by Precious. Goaltends it by accident, but came close there. I like the hustle. Calvin B, do we have a missed layup counter? Raps miss so many gimmies. Maybe I gotta implement one in one of the corners up here. That would be pretty funny, but you know what? I can't spur negativity on for the team, so I probably won't, but that has been an issue for this group. They're young, right? Oh, nice. Scotty with the up and under move gets the basket. Nice little assist by Precious Achiuwa. Scott Bossy saying, where did the guys from last year go? In terms of personnel on the Raptors, I can't tell if maybe you're talking about Ben and Riker, who will be doing the post game. Of course, make sure to check that out. But yeah, I think Baines, I'll just give you the answer that I thought you were asking. So Baines, I believe he's not in the NBA anymore. He might be playing overseas somewhere, but he's out. Other than Baines, who else Bembry, now on the Nets. That's a player that I'm really big on, honestly. I think he's really talented. I believe Matt Thomas is on the Chicago Bulls. I can't remember everyone that's in and out of here, but this is a little bit of a different looking Raptors team. Not dramatically, of course. Kyle Lowry, the legend in Miami, doing wonders for their offense, basically delivering on every reason that they had to trade for him. And I like what we got back in return. I know it doesn't look perfect today, but eventually it will, considering our situation, right? You know, we didn't have any leverage there. Lowry was a free agent. We signed him and traded him. We got something. You know, Precious is something, and Goran, who knows? The Raptors could have one of these crazy trade tree moments where Masai flips him into a second pick that becomes a starter one day. Happened with Norman Powell and Gravis Vasquez. Don't rule it out. Alex Lee saying Baines got injured at the Olympics. Okay, I think I remember that actually. Calvin B clarifying, sorry, didn't mean it as hate. LOL, but yeah, it's like they got butter on their hands. No, I know exactly. Don't worry, I agree with you. I think that they've been blowing a ton of gimme shots, just like you said. I just feel like if I have a layup counter up there, people might get angry with me, but sentimentally, I want to do it. Paul Blunt pointing out to all 48 in the chat, hit that like button. If you guys are watching right now, definitely send the channel a like. I've been loving these live streams, man. The chat's the best. You know, you guys keep this thing going. Appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know why I don't have a live count on how many people are in here right now. A little bit of a different setup. Let me see if I can fix this here. So you guys can probably tell I'm not too good with the technical side of things. That is 110% Mr. Ben Rogers, but there we go. 59 people watching. Shouts out everyone. You're much appreciated. Oh, seeing the replays of Williams kind of dominating there earlier. He's already got to have like 3 offensive rebounds and probably like 6 putback points. How old is Williams? He's what, like 23? They got a pretty good player. Boston was in search of a solid center for a long time. So maybe they got a good young piece there in Williams. He's pretty slept on, though. Magnet in the chat. Josh, what's up, homie? OG for 50 tonight. All right, let's see. Let's see. But appreciate you checking up on me, Magnet. Happy to have you here in the chat. And Marcel Martin saying 20 more likes till I drop the hundo. This guy. This is a high roller and a half. Shouts out Marcel. Ramaz saying we needed Lonzo. No cap. You know what? I love Lonzo. I've followed him forever. Big time fan of him. Those high school mixtapes they had made me fall in love with the Ball brothers scene. You know, I've always been a LeVar defender too. Oh, nice transition basket there off the Fred VanVleet steal. Love to see that. We're currently down by 6. It's a 2-possession game. Hoping the Raptors can storm back here. But with Lonzo, what I was saying is I find often that he plays like he's almost got the skill set, I'd say. I mean, his passing's really good, but a while ago, if you were to look at the advanced numbers, he just couldn't, his rim finishing isn't great, right? So he beats someone off the dribble and he just, you know, he'll blow a layup or he'll get fouled, whatever it may be. I just found that his ability to play the true point guard role was kind of like not fully there. Like he was a great 3-point shooter, great defender, but in terms of like pick and roll, he was struggling. I mean, he's a great transition passer, but now that we're seeing him in Chicago, all those critiques I had are kind of put to rest. I'm a big Lonzo fan. I'm happy to see him flourishing. But yeah, for a while there, I was hard on Lonzo. I was like, will this guy ever be ready to be a full-on starting point guard? I mean, think about it. Couldn't last in LA. And then you basically have a rookie power forward and Zion Williamson become your new point guard at some point that season. So clearly, Lonzo wasn't doing a great job at the traditional point guard role. But, you know, I'm tearing down the man for no reason. He's made a ton of improvements and he's there now. So Alex Lee saying sign Jello. Yo, that would be... I'd be all over that, but I even made a video on Courtside before all this happened. Like, I saw Thanasis playing in the NBA Finals, and I was like, okay, if Giannis can get a guy like Thanasis valuable minutes in the NBA Finals, then I feel like a guy like LaMelo eventually could get his brother in Jello, who I think is a lot better than Thanasis is at the sport of basketball. No disrespect to Thanasis. He's a crazy athlete too. But Jello is just like... he's got so much basketball acumen that I always felt like either Lonzo or LaMelo would stick their neck out and end up getting him signed somewhere. And especially a smaller market team like Charlotte. They want to keep LaMelo happy long term. I think at some point you'll see him make the jump up to the NBA. He had like a 22-point game the other night with the G League affiliate. We'll see where that goes, but I don't want to brag. I kind of called that Jello would be making a return to the NBA with Charlotte because he signed with OKC for a little bit. Didn't really work out. It was like 7 days. But I'm a big-time Ball Brothers diehard. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, nice poppy, Josh. Hoping it isn't as stabby as mine. Yeah, we're good. We're good right now. It's kind of falling out. Got to fix that up. But appreciate that. Lest we forget, big day tomorrow. Jay Bagito saying, when are you doing street interviews again? So that's actually coming pretty soon. Zach Phillips, who I host the Leafs Digest with, we're getting together to do another street interview for not only the Raptors, but the Leafs as well. And I don't know if you guys remember from the street interview, man, that video is so much fun. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. There was a guy underneath the bridge who was like, obviously in some tough situations, from what I would assume, homeless. And his name was Alex. You guys can go look at the video yourself. Everyone was blown away by him. We asked him questions about the Raptors, not really knowing what we would get back from him. And he gave probably the best answers we got that day. And it was probably from our least likely candidate, right? Being someone in that kind of situation, you don't expect him to be in touch with pro sports, obviously. But for some reason, he knew a ton about the Raptors. He's a heavy book reader. We want to go back and visit Alex, bring him some books, maybe custom make him a piece of Raptors Digest clothing. We got big plans. So definitely stay tuned in terms of the street interviews. We're back underway. Boston up by 4. Score is 33-29. Roughly about 11 minutes here left in the second. Since I've tuned in, I tuned in at like the 11-6 point with the Boston Celtics leading the Raptors. Since then, I've been pretty happy with what I've seen. It's been a close game, but you got to hope that the Raptors can get a W here and improve to 5-0 on the road, and then maybe we end up 5-0 on the bets. 5's the lucky number tonight. Fortunate turnover there for the Celtics. Raptors ball coming back. Jay asking, you'll be at Union Station? Yeah, we'll for sure film there. That's actually where we were interacting with Alex in the video. Ismail saying, I know a lot of people like to shit on Precious, but he has so many bright spots. I don't care. I'm with you. I think that Precious is just like a net positive for us. And knowing the kind of player he is, defensive-minded with a high motor, length, he just fits the mold of this roster. Nick Nurse is going to do great things with him. I already like what I see. He could be like the Serge Ibaka of sorts for this team. Big expectations, but hopeful that can happen. He's only like 21. Let's give him some time, guys. Oh, scoreboard is still frozen. There we go. Normally it just updates itself. Tom saying, don't say net and Precious in the same sentence. Come on. Precious is, that is all. It's all jokes, but Precious, I honestly, I'm very happy with. He's got things to improve. That's very expected, but, for just a last-ditch return on Kyle Lowry, him and Goran are okay. I'm interested to see what happens with Goran Dragic eventually, what kind of situation we put him into, send him into. A lot of things left to be solved there. Precious end-to-end gets the charge. I know Tom's laughing at home. Marcel Martin saying 12 more likes, guys. Let's go. Let's get Joshy Ice the hundo, man. Marcel Martin, thank you so much. Just an outspoken supporter of this channel. If you guys are in here, send a like spike. I appreciate this a ton. 50 people watching right now. If you haven't already, drop the like. Much appreciated. What are we at right now? Let's see. Can't find it at the moment. Right now, Boston's up by 4 points. It's 35-31. Good hands there by Precious to tap it away from Horford. Jeremy Perez saying expectations for Barnes. There's a lot I could say about Scotty Barnes, but I'll leave it at he's going to be the best player on this team for at least the next 5 years, and then some if he sticks here. We really got to hope he does. I think we've definitely been through the purgatory of free agency, so at this point you got to hope that we've built a name for ourselves. It's a decent place to be despite being in Canada. I get that's the whole shtick on being in Toronto, right? The guys don't want to come up here, pay more taxes, be in the cold. It makes sense, but I think we're at the point where we should be able to retain big free agents like a Scotty Barnes. He will be the best player on this team for a long time to come. Scotty gets the foul. Love to see that. And here comes Malachi. I've just been so into the chat, I didn't even notice. Malachi Flynn is in. Let's go. So Ali D saying, how far do you see this team going in the playoffs this year? So that's an interesting question. I mean, I don't want to be all realist on it. I hope they win the championship. But if I had to gun to my head make a decision here, I would say that a hard fought second round, maybe go to 7 games would be like what happened in our bubble year. If you get back to that level with a younger roster, I could be content with that. I could be content with that for sure. But who knows, man? If we get things clicking at the right time, our depth is so great, and maybe we'll do something big at the trade deadline if this record continues to improve. There's really no saying. There's no saying for certain, but a big second round appearance where we go 7 games with a good team, maybe even win. But even in the case of a loss in that situation, I think that'd be successful for this group. But not to put a cap on it. It's championship in my mind. Magnet getting some vision right now saying, Flynn, 15 points. Boucher, 12 points. Came to him in a dream. Let's see if it happens. Oh, Matt Maru with a really good point here, saying Barnes might be good enough to attract other free agents in the future, especially with such a strong organization. You just hit it right on the head, definitely. And I think Scotty Barnes, the big thing about him is he shares the ball, and he's a contagious personality that people want to be around. Oh, Barnes with a miss under the hoop. That's all right. It was a good take, but personality, playing style, Scotty Barnes is a guy you want on your team. And if he establishes himself as a top dog in the league, why not? Fred VanVleet at the top of the key here. We're down by 9. Oh, throws the ball away to Marcus Smart. Flynn hustling back. It's a good hard foul. That's a good, foul with intention. I don't mind that at all. It's kind of a corny time to use it, but I'm going to put on the Flames for Malachi Flynn there. He didn't want an and one situation. He grabbed the guy. It wasn't malicious. I know he got shoved away by, I think it was it Jackson there? Either way, good job by Malachi chasing down Marcus Smart, preventing a potential 3-point play or just easy bucket. He's going to need to go earn it at the line. Oh, they're reviewing it for a flagrant. I think there was a play on the ball there. So Jeremy Perez saying possible trade package or Dragic trade packages. You know what? I think that obviously Dragic wants to go to the Mavericks. The Mavericks want him on the roster. And I think the Mavericks have some guys that are worth looking at. One player I really liked I think would help us out, Maxi Kleber. I think Kristaps Porzingis, someone we've always been rumored around because he's a 7-footer who can jack up shots. And I mean, he can play defense. He's been inconsistent, but I would trust the Raptors out of any organization to get the most out of him. If you were to package a Chris Boucher, and I love Chris, Canadian, great player, sort of grassroots with this organization. But if you were to package him with a Dragic and then maybe a first-round pick, you could go and try to get a Porzingis. But that might be ambitious. I'm not sure how the Mavericks view the situation. I know that they want to part with Porzingis before the trade deadline. That's according to reports. I think Ben put out a video on that. But that could be a potential trade. But someone who might be at a more affordable price that I would still go ahead and right now give up Goran Dragic for is Maxi Kleber. But Maxi Kleber obviously brings some useful size and rebounding, even stretching the floor to that Mavericks team. Price will need to be right, but I know they want Dragic, and I feel like that's the inevitable trade partner at some point. I think they just called a flagrant foul on Malachi there. That's soft. That is soft. What's he supposed... Is there a play on the ball? He actually like hit the ball partially. Come on now. So apparently you're not allowed to just like commit to a foul anymore. If you do, it's a flagrant. That's dumb. Bueno Kitty saying, I can't stand Smart when he flops, but Mally taking out some frustration with that near tackle, LOL. I don't know, it's happening at fast pace, so of course it's going to look a little bit worse than it really is. I think Malachi just wrapped him up like any smart player would, not allowing the easy bucket, but it's a flagrant. I think it's soft, but that's just my opinion. I'm at home watching it on my couch. I'm not a referee, but I do think that was soft personally. Ramaz saying we need Bamba. Bamba's having a great year, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Mo Bamba. I think he would help out our team for sure. He's shown that he can work and improve and stay the course, so I like that about him. He's developed a ton. I think this will be a breakout year for him for sure. Kind of already has been. But I don't know. For what they would want in return from Mo Bamba, I don't see it being likely. But someone who would help nonetheless. Boucher for 3. Oh, that looked good. Rims out. Right now, Boston's up by 10. 7 minutes left here until halftime. Pascal back out there. Malachi Flynn still on the court. Good defense, but oh my God. Someone was mentioning it in the chat. Williams is just, his size in the paint is too much for the Raptors to handle. That has to be like his 8th point off of second opportunities. Yeah, Boston already with 12 second chance points. Fred VanVleet with a big 3. Huge 3 there. We're down by 9. Calvin B saying that corner 3 is open all night right now for Boston. Kind of been the story of it recently. It was the same thing with Brooklyn. We were just in the zone. The idea is you back up, go hard on the stars, and then force role players to beat you. I said it in the 5 takeaway. The Nets role players played great. Like I said, Blake Griffin had a good game. Came over from the Spurs. Patty Mills had a great game. They were making threes and they were making us pay when we disrespected the supporting cast. And then obviously KD and Harden eventually got theirs. But yeah, contesting 3-pointers while still in the zone, I think will be increasingly important and a focus for Nick Nurse. Artisan saying Boucher can't hit a 3 to save his life. That's how it seems recently. I mean, last year he couldn't miss. Like Boucher, I remember he had a 38 and 15 game. The guy, he's so dynamic too. What really bothers me about Chris, and I've said this a ton on the show so far, is just that the defense, it's not there like it was last year. I could be okay with him taking a little bit of a step back offensively. Pascal with a missed shot. Transition at the other end. Williams flushes it. This is not good. But Chris Boucher, I think that if I could just see a little bit more defensive energy from him like we had last year. He hardly gets blocks anymore. He probably has like 2, maybe 3 on the season. He would get that in a game last year. His intensity seems a little bit off. Marcel Martin saying 6 more likes. Everyone, if you're in this right now, like Spike. Love me, hate me. Just do me this one favor. Like, Spike it up. Shouts out Marcel Martin. Ramaz saying trade Boucher and Dragic ASAP. I think that will be a likely trade package. I already felt that way, but I've been seeing a lot of people circulate that recently, kind of agreeing that that's probably going to be a deal that happens. And I mean, Dragic and Boucher let's be real here. They're not just like garbage players we want to offload. They've been struggling in our current dynamic, but they could bring a lot of value to a team. So it's exciting to ponder what kind of returns you could get back, especially if you throw a pick in there. Who knows, but probably a likely trade package there. Ooh, Tom saying Precious greater than Boucher, and that's coming from me. Oh, there you go. It's not all disrespect on Tom's side of things. Boucher is clearly struggling this season, and Precious, I think we just give him more benefit of the doubt. He's like 6 years younger and already performing better this season. I'd agree with that one, Tom, for sure. But typically, like, it's not supposed to be that way. Boucher's been really upsetting, but hey, is what it is. I think the Raptors will do the proper things managing their assets. Siakam running the floor. Oh no, the spins. It's back out to Gary Trent Jr. Let's see what we got going here. Down by 11. Malachi with the pump fake. Jacks up a 3. Ooh, that was in and out. That was a great take by Malachi. Diljit with the like spike. You heard the man. Everyone throw a like down on this video. I'm much appreciated. Oh man, this is it's not what you like to see. A 13-point deficit. It's a 15-4 scoring run for Boston right now. Oh my god. Frustrating. Whew. Mark Correa saying Siakam looking bad out there. Damn. JJ Molina saying Siakam is ruining the chemistry. Ramas saying trade Siakam. You know, I hate to disrespect the guy. Pascal is a human being, irrelevant to basketball. Is just like, he's so class. Even when you see him out of the lineup recovering from his shoulder surgery, just all over the guys, cheering them, being uplifting. You know, he seems to have a great bond with Scotty Barnes. There's no jealousy or animosity there. He just wants to see the kid do well. I love Pascal Siakam. He's the definition of a workhorse, but for the things that we expect out of him, just won't happen. I wish we would get more of that old Pascal where he focuses on running the floor, playing hard defense, and then knocking down the occasional open three-pointer. I don't like the idea of him as a primary ball handler anymore. I know you pay him like $40 million a year or whatever it is, just a ridiculous max contract. It's market value for him at the time. He was second team All-NBA, just came off a championship. I get why you did it. It's an MIP, tons to glow about him, but right now, it's correct. He's ruining our chemistry. He's not the person that you want as your primary ball handler. Oh yeah, he's getting torched in the chat right now. Paul Blunt coming to his defense there a little bit, saying Siakam is going to need at least 5 games to get back to game shape. Well, you're right. That'll definitely help. I expect to see some improvement for sure. We got 70 viewers right now, by the way. You guys are the best. I definitely expect some improvement. Got to give him some benefit of the doubt here, but my issue with Pascal is there's no go-to shot. I said it in my 5 takeaways. He needs the play to break before he can score. He spins around in the paint until, someone's out of position, fouls him, whatever the case may be. He needs a defensive breakdown to score. I want my number one player to be able to score against a set defense, which is D'ing him up. Pascal Siakam cannot do that, unfortunately. He's great at, if you were to just take his skill set and then let him flourish as a role player, that'd be awesome. But obviously, because of his contract, we want him to be so much more than that. It is what it is. We're still lucky to have him, but right now, the kind of things we're asking of him, it is ruining our chemistry. I agree with that. Afif saying trade Siakam for a bag of Doritos, no cap. As long as there's sweet chili heat, that would entice me a bit more. Nika wanting Jared Allen, saying that in the chat. Siakam Dragic package for that. Whew. I don't hate that idea. It's one of those ones you need to sit on because, of course, oh my God. We can't do anything against Williams right now. Flushes the big alley-oop over Scotty Barnes. I think that's an and one. He's going to be shooting one at the line. We're down big right now at TD Garden. As I've mentioned before, and I'm sure all you guys already know, no Jaylen Brown tonight for the Celtics, but doesn't seem to be slowing them down all too much. Ramaz saying Siakam for Wiseman and Kuminga. Bunch of W's. You know what? I'm not huge on Wiseman. I thought he was going to end up being a lot better than he is. Imagine they took LaMelo. Golden State should have LaMelo Ball on their roster right now, but of course they wanted a center. It makes sense for a team positional needs, but I don't think I want to deal with James Wiseman, to be honest. I think there's going to be a lot of expectations on him that he can't meet. Siakam with a really nice steal there. But Kuminga I'm very high on. I actually think he'll be a player. Nice. Gary Trent Jr. with the big three. It's a 10-point deficit. Let's start clawing back here. There's 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in this second quarter. Marcel Martin saying 2 more likes. If you're in this and you haven't liked, drop a like, man. Shouts out Marcel. He's offering a big super chat here. So definitely like if you guys are in the chat viewing this. Williams. That's like point number 14 off of second chance opportunities. This is getting out of hand. Big man bucket there for Scotty Barnes. I'm throwing on the Flames for that. That deserves it. Yeah, Bueno Kitty just echoing what I'm saying right now too, saying no answer for Williams. Jeremy Perez saying Nurse should play Pascal as a pick and pop center. Maybe. That's not a bad idea, because if you can get him in space like unguarded off of a pick and roll, or I guess a pick and pop, he is a pretty good spot up shooter. Yeah, it'd be an improvement from seeing him as the primary ball handler, but of course he doesn't do well with those center matchups on the defensive end. Another second chance opportunity for Boston. Jason Tatum gets it. We're down by 12. Come on, Gary. Come on, give it to me. Misses. Oh my God. Here it comes from Marcel Martin, man. This is going to be a super chat record. It's inbound. Yeah. Kunmi saying in the chat, Williams is eating us alive. Joe Simpson saying Williams is barbecue chicken all night. He's roasting us, man. We are the barbecue chicken right now, and he's at a cookout. This is not good. Jackson from 3 hits that. Pascal got there on the contest, but Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, how are the bets looking? I actually don't know right now because I don't have a live scoreboard in front of me or a live stat sheet. I will get that going at half. Well, right on cue, Scotty Barnes with a putback bucket, so that should be a rebound and 2 points. That helps out a ton. Oh my God. This is historic here, folks. You're going to need to forgive me. I'm on a tangent right now because Marcel Martin with a $100 super chat. Just a tip that is iconic, historic. He's the record holder. He's saying, shout out to Josh, Riker, and Ben. I've been tuning into every video since the jump. As a Raptors fan in the States, I get no respect as a fan of the game. And I've been told many times I don't know anything about basketball, but shout out to the Digest squad and our community here. Like I said, I came from being one of you guys. Like I watched the Raptors Digest, and I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity here to doing the live streams and a bunch of other things. And it's people like Marcel, like Paul Blunt, like even now it's looking Mark Correa, Bueno Kitty. I'm missing so many people here. You guys routinely tune in and just show the most love. Man, this is like my dream. You guys make it happen. I appreciate you so much. Shouts out Marcel Martin. This is crazy. Tatum gets the basket. Oh my God. Well, at least Marcel Martin lifted my spirits, because right now Boston is up 61-44 on Toronto. There's a minute left in the second quarter. Who's the foul on there? Yeah. Precious picks up the loose ball foul underneath the Celtics net off of the Gary Trent Jr. missed shot. Oh, I do not like that. What's Schroeder doing there? Did anyone else see that? Kind of looked like he was slapping away hands at the Raptors players who came in to help up Precious. I don't like that. I don't like Schroeder. Never have. I might be misreading the situation here, but that looked like a bit of a disrespect from him. Yeah, and there's been a recurrent theme here in the chat of people saying, I swear it feels like the Raptors just don't defend three-pointers. The Raptors are always down to protect they pack the paint, give stars the attention they deserve, and then they challenge role players to beat them from 3. And the way that the league is now, the majority of players coming into the league can shoot a 3. So there might need to be a bit of an adjustment here. I know it's worked for us at times. Like look at our whole 2019 playoff run, even though we had a pretty special roster. There has to be a coaching adjustment made because the zones that we're playing are resulting in us getting absolutely torched from 3. This team's positionless. They can play man defense. I say giddy up and do it. Gary Trent misses bad from a deep three there. Right now, we've got 71 people watching. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it big time. And oh man, another super chat from Bueno Kitty. Just shouted him out. The Walmart super chat. Give it up for the bald Mamba. You heard it here first. Shouts out to Bueno Kitty. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Van Vliet with the bucket. He's got 10. So C, I can't say her name. C Tidy. We are playing 3-2 zone and leaving the wings filled, but the corners wide open. We have been getting torched all season from the corners. You're completely correct. There has to be an adjustment there. I'm tired of challenging teams to beat us from 3 in 2021. It's not the strategy. It's not the way to do it. Pretty sure Tatum just blocked OG's last second buzzer attempt at a 3. There needs to be some tweaking here. I trust Nick Nurse a lot. It's very rare that I criticize him. Even if I don't understand, I just say, okay, faith in Nurse, faith in Masai, because they've just been lights out, right? Masai's an executive of the year guy. Nick Nurse is a coach of the year. They're all champions. I have a ton of trust. But at this point, we'd be crazy not to question it. So definitely I agree with what we're saying in the chat right now. Joe Simpson saying, bro, we're bricking everything. Ramaz saying trade OG for Michael Porter Jr. I mean, you'd be buying low on Michael Porter Jr., which is a good thing, right? Like, he's struggling, so maybe you'd be able to get him for a bit of a discount rate at the moment, but I don't know what I think about that. I think I'd probably take my chances and keep OG, especially when you consider what he does defensively. But I won't lie, that's a tempting trade. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be a bucket in this league for a long time to come, and he's like, what, like 6'8", 6'9", at least a 7-foot wingspan. Like, he's a freak. Bueno Kitty with the smart flop counter. We are at 3 flops right now for Marcus Smart. I mean, as a fan base that has relentlessly supported Kyle Lowry, we can't say a lot, but definitely Marcus Smart is getting the calls tonight. I was really upset with the flagrant that they called on Malachi for just basically saying you're not getting a layup. If that was like, oh my God, if you were to make a time machine and show that to the players in the 90s, they'd be puking right now. I liked what Malachi did. Maybe it was a little bit rough. Maybe I'm underplaying it, but that's just my opinion on the situation. Click 2 a.m. saying, I'm going to go do my homework and check the score again in 40 minutes. I'm not wasting my time tonight. Well, you know what? The Raptors, it's not looking great for them. There's definitely a ton of time for them to get back into this game. I mean, the deficit is bad, but, you know, it's not insurmountable, and you have a whole second half to do it. It's all right. Go do your homework, but, man, you know, if you're not enjoying the game, we still got the community vibing out here in the chat, so much appreciated. So Ramaz saying, why is our defense that bad? We have tall, lengthy players. You know what? I'd never blame Nick Nurse, but right now I think that for the reasons you just mentioned, having tall, lengthy players, playing man-to-man where you can switch off quickly and not be overly worried, I would rather that, or at least do it for more often than you're doing it right now, because these zones, as was mentioned earlier, is by C Tidy, I believe it is. We're giving up way too many corner threes. We shut down the wings, but then when it comes to the corner threes, we're getting torched, and then we just don't seem to have the same support on the inside to box out Williams, who I think has at least, I'm going to say like 14 points off of second chance opportunities. Could be wrong on that, but he's just been eating in the paint off of the glass. We need an adjustment, and we need it soon. Sal Y saying Josh Goodwin the GOAT. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Sal, happy to have you in the chat tonight. Raptors are down, but we got like the most wholesome community out here, man. This is fun. Mike Vick saying, Mike Vick is coming at the haters of the Raptors right now, or I guess the critics. I'll say the critics. He's coming at them hard. And I get what he's saying. We got to stay loyal to our team. I mean, if you're in the chat right now, I'm going to call you loyal because we're all sitting here watching the game together. You know, a lot of people would have just shut it off, left it, or not cared in the first place. We definitely care. But you know what? There is a time to give players the opportunity to breathe, and do their thing. And so we need to make sure that we do that. But you know what? I don't blame some frustration. It's natural, right? We care about this team, so we're going to be frustrated. We know how good they are. It's normal for us to expect more. And oh my God, Marcel Martin, just paying the bills out here, brother. And a guard-heavy league, it's crazy how we're in desperate need of a center. You know what? I've said it before. It's been consistent for the Raptors. They've never had, like, Marc Gasol was great, even though he was older and couldn't jump, like, farther than 2 inches off the ground. But we've never had, like, that consistent 7-footer guy up the middle who we can just, like, lean on. And it's all right. We've won a championship. We've had great success regardless. But yeah, at this point, it might be trending in one way, but no matter how you put it, if you're out there playing basketball, having someone who's 7 feet tall and serviceable, it's an asset. You know, I get it's a guard heavy league. We shoot a lot of threes, but it's no matter where the game goes, having someone of that height who can play will always just be a mass advantage to your team. And we've been seeing it forever. We need a starting center on this team that's just, like, we haven't had a center that we're excited about in so long. JV, I think, was the last one. Serge came here already really polished as a veteran. I hope one day, that's why people wanted Mobley so bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually happier with Scotty Barnes. Like, this is the guy that I think really just reflects the Raptors. But you know what? People wanted Mobley, and he would have helped us big time with this need. But again, I'm not concerned. We've committed to positionless basketball. I know it doesn't look great right now, but I trust that as we get older, more experienced, we're going to figure it out. Oh, Tom bringing up a really good point. Pirtle, like Jakob Pirtle, for those of you who would have, I don't know, maybe tuned in more recently to Raptors content. Jakob Pirtle was part of the trade package that went to the Spurs. It was that it was him, DeMar DeRozan, and then a first round pick. And Tom's pointing out, Pirtle would work just fine if he were still here. Completely right. Completely right. We had to do what we had to do. We sold our souls in various ways, picking up Kawhi. Made a deal with the devil, but it paid off. But Jakob Pirtle, he is just like a defensive rock. And yet he's 7 feet tall. He's got an okay offensive game. Like, I even downplay it when I say okay. He's a really solid center. And he does his work quietly in like a Raptor-esque fashion. I really, really miss Jakob Pirtle too. And shouts out Tom. He brings up a really good point with that. Mystery saying, honestly, Raptors fans are some of the worst fans in the NBA. You know what? We're definitely some of the most passionate, so it can come out amazing and come out poorly. I think it's a double-edged sword when your fans care, right? The highs are super high and the lows are super low. At the end of the day, I like to think Canadians are pretty nice, so we forgive quickly. We tend not to say anything too disrespectful. I mean, look at what Philly has been doing to Ben Simmons. At least we're not that. They literally chased him out of the city, and to be honest, they kind of have a right to, but you know, we don't have local reporters in the city making just out of right field jokes about Ben Simmons, talking about like the weather and just showing like a flaming dumpster. So it's terrible what they're doing to Ben Simmons. They're eating him up in Philadelphia. So I guess at least we're not that. But I get what you mean. It's a double-edged sword when your fans care this deeply. I think is a good issue to have, to be honest. Magnetic saying, miss that dude too. I'm assuming you're talking about Jakob Pirtle. Man, Tom, you bringing that up really got me in my feelings about Jakob. He would be a huge piece for us right now, but thankfully we can look at it and say, do we regret anything? Definitely not. Kawhi brought us a championship. It's a deal with the devil. Nicholas saying the Toronto Raptors have played exponentially worse defense since the return of Pascal. You know what? Yes, you're right. And I think it's more of a chemistry thing, right? You got to integrate a piece that's ultra valuable, sort of our number one guy. So that comes with just chemistry adjustments on offense and defense. I like the idea of giving him a few more games to feel this out before we start, hitting the full critique panic button. You got to give him some benefit of the doubt. He was unhealthy. He's just coming back now. This is a bit of a new team. We'll see how this goes, but I agree. It's not been positive indicators so far, of course. Joe Simpson advocating trade the whole roster to the Shanghai Sharks. Might become a Sharks fan in that situation. Sorry, except for Scotty Barnes, he says. One thing I was meaning to mention is we are looking to integrate a call-in segment at halftime. I want to apologize for not already having this set up, but it's coming soon. We got to figure out the most efficient, smart way to go about this. Like, we don't want to just kind of do it all bare minimum, and we want to make this a really cool segment that people can look forward to consistently. We do for a long time. So we're going to make sure to set that up in the near future. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be exciting. We will obviously hear from you guys in the chat. I feel bad because I don't typically choose to omit comments. Even if it's very negative, very positive, whatever the nature of the comment is, I try to say it so long as it's not vulgar. But I do miss a ton. So to have an opportunity for people to call in and just sound off for a moment and talk to me on live, that'll be really cool. Stay tuned for that. Right now in the chat, we got 115 people watching. Shouts out, man. If you're in there, drop a like spike. Marcel Martin dropping a $100 super chat earlier. Just a legend. A legend. That's much appreciated, but... Okay, Tom saying we're not positionless with Trent and Van Vliet on the floor together all the time. Yeah, so together, I get there's a bit of an issue there, but I still think Gary Trent Jr. fits into that positionless schema that we've made for the team. I mean, you look at the way the guy defends, right? He doesn't back down from a whole lot. You say the same about Fred Van Vliet, but still, Gary Trent Jr., you get an athletic 6'5" player. Maybe not fully positionless. I get what you mean, but I do worry more about Fred. You're right. That does affect the dynamic playing man-on-man defense a bit more when Fred could be switched on to a power forward or a center. It's not what you want, even though he is a nails defender. I get what you mean. But Gary Trent Jr., I'd say he is totally within the positionless echelon of this group. We got another super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Bueno Kitty, Penn and Riker, and Sus to Josh Top Hooper. I don't really, I'm going to be honest, Bueno Kitty, I appreciate the super chat, man. You need to clarify what you mean there. I don't quite get it, but man, thank you for the super chat. I gotta get more Ben and Riker content on here. Like, having those guys talking with me is a ton of fun, even though I love just doing the solo style. It's always a treat being on with those guys. Like I said, it was like surreal getting an opportunity to work with them, because there's been so many times where, like, I'll put on a podcast as I'm falling asleep, right? It's like meeting these guys now and working with them. I'm like, yeah, like, Ben, I don't know how to say this, but like, I've fallen asleep to your voice before. It's just one of my favorite podcasts, right? It's like a starstruck feeling. Happy to be here. And Bueno Kitty, dropping the super chat. Boom, boom. So Red Lying saying, I would take Gary Trent Jr. over Pascal all day. Damn. That one's got me thinking a little bit, because it's weird. In essence, I kind of agree, but it's just so tough to justify considering all that Pascal's already achieved and how much we pay him. But it's weird. Like, who would I rather suit up today? Gary Trent Jr. But long term, it's definitely a bit more of a debate there. I guess, Siakam isn't quite as young as everyone thinks either. He's 28. He's not going to do anything exponential. He's not going to improve that much from where he is right now, but it's okay. He's built himself up from a guy who just picked up a basketball at like age 18 to a second team All-NBA player at one point. Huge creds to Pascal. Yes, and I can verify for DSA in the chat that Marcel Martin is not Ben. He's just a very loyal supporter. I wish Ben would hop in here and tip me $100 every once in a while, but no, that's just Marcel. Oh, Bueno Kitty saying, sorry, I meant to say they're not down with Joshy Ice, saying you're the best hooper of the Digest crew. I went and played hoops for like 3 hours today. I gotta say, the state of LA Fitness pickup basketball is getting outrageous. It's like I can't play with some of those prima donnas. But back on topic, when the Digest crew links up for our game just later this month, it's okay. The work will speak for itself. I think you guys will be blown away. Watch me go out and put up like 1 point or something, but nah, it's gonna be legit. I'm so excited for that. Ben's highlight tape is actually pretty good. I've never seen Riker hoop, but Ben, like, he was out there playing like Steph Curry. We'll see how it goes, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Michael Kerr is saying Pascal plays both sides of the ball. Gary Trent Jr. just shoots and looks like the Weeknd. One thing you said there is definitely correct. He does look like the Weeknd. But I do think Gary Trent Jr. plays defense at an incredibly high rate. And the stats, the numbers this season speak for themselves. I even felt like last year when we got him, I knew him already as an energetic defender. Did I know him as a guy who could get like 6 and 2 for steals and blocks in a game? No, I didn't know that, but clearly he's turning into that kind of player. Gary Trent Jr. I think is a really good defender, but it's easy to kind of forget about when his offensive game is so like flashy. He's a great defender. So Phil B saying Nick Nurse was 1 win away from Eastern Conference Finals without Kawhi. Yeah, that just speaks to it. Kawhi came here and was the very generous cherry on top, but we had a great team, and that's why I say Masai set up this team so we're always one superstar away from doing something special. And to this moment, I think that's true. Tom saying Trent will not maintain this D. You're right. I mean, to keep it up at this exact rate would be insane, but he's shown already that he is like complete hustle, ball smarts. It might not stay at this like super, super high rate, but it'll be a really good... I still think he could be all NBA for defense this year. I definitely still think that. Trent. OG gets it stolen away by Marcus Smart. It's going the other way right now. Oh, there you go, OG. Get that ball back. Intercepts a Schroeder pass. Nice dunk. All right, let's see. Let's get something running here for the Raptors. Score is 62 for Boston. Toronto's got 48 at the moment. Jason Tatum out to Schroeder. He might have stepped on the line there. Misses the 3 anyways. Doesn't matter. All right, Pascal. He's going end to end. Let's see what he's got. Oh, that's just... leads to a basket at the other end. That's a bad play by Pascal. I'm not hating, just saying it as it is. That was brutal. He can't just jump without a plan. Not looking too calculated right now. Let's see what the Raptors can get up to. Ooh, nice little no-look pass down to Pascal from Scotty Barnes. Oh my God, Pascal is having a rough night. Yeah. Mark pointing that out in the chat. What is Siakam doing, man? This is afraid to shoot. Yeah, he is right now. That's for sure. Williams with another offensive rebound. That's like his 6th. Thank God for the errant pass there by Schroeder to absolutely nobody. Raptors ball. We desperately need to get something going here. As you guys can see, it's... Oh, hold on. I got to refresh this. Should be live, the scoreboard. But yes, 48 for Toronto, 64 for Boston. Gary hits the 3, man. Let's go. All right, we need something to heat up here. So I'm going to give Gary the flame animation right now. He's been hot. He's been doing great things for this team. If we're going to get back into this game, it's going to be on the shoulders of guys like him, Anunoby, and then Scotty Barnes, who, we have a bet on tonight. So we'll see what that... If anyone knows how many rebounds and points Scotty Barnes has, let me know. And then also, if Gary Trent has any defensive stats, let me know as well, because as you can see, I've been betting on both of those. 4-0 on the bets. Love to be 5-0 tonight. I'd love for the Raptors' road record to be 5-0. So Raps have turned it over 9 times this game, and then opposed to the Celtics, 7 turnovers. Ooh, just a good shot there by OG. Misses it, though. Schroeder's coming back the other way. There is a quite heated conversation about Siakam in the chat right now. Tons of different thoughts and feelings coming out about him, but clearly more negative than positive, and I get it. To speak your mind as a fan doesn't mean you hate the guy or wish... Oh, Siakam from 3. Oh, just misses it. It almost went in off the second bounce. Almost shut us up, but Pascal with another miss, unfortunately. Gets beat off the dribble by Tatum, but... Okay, yeah. Staying Celtics ball. Tatum missed his opportunity, but Pascal touched it and it went out of bounds. I guess good defensive recovery for Pascal. I don't know. Kind of got blown by there. I feel like just commentating the play, it sounds like I'm hating on him, but he's just having a rough game. Calvin B saying, if Raps can hold Boston to below 100, I'll be happy. Well, they've been doing a good job defensively of keeping teams under the century mark. They did it the first time they faced Boston. You got to think Boston's probably got revenge on their minds right now after getting just blown out on their season opener. Let's see what happens. Game is far from over. Oh, no. Horford with another offensive rebound, but it's out off of Boston. Bueno Kitty saying OG needs to hit some timely step backs. You're not wrong, Bueno. You are not wrong. Jeremy Perez calling for Banton. Wants to see him on the court. Banton looked solid earlier. I would like to see that too. I'm like sweating watching this game right now. Yeah. Where is Tom Moreau saying, where is OG? Where is VV? It's not just Siakam. Very good point. It's been a nice strip there by Siakam. Scotty Barnes going up the court. Gets fouled by Tatum. Good stuff. But yeah, that's a good point. Fred VanVleet's been very quiet. This game hasn't done a whole lot. I'm less hard on OG Anunoby because he's had an incredibly consistent season for us so far. But Fred VanVleet, he's been quiet. And if we're going to get a comeback, OG Anunoby is going to be one of the guys who needs to turn it on pretty soon. I wonder how many fouls Tatum has. Because it'd be nice if he could sit down on the bench for a little bit. Not that he's even dominating. The guys who are torching us right now are like Williams, even like Schroeder a little bit. Like everyone's kind of getting licks in, but you get what I'm saying. The centers on Boston have just been eating on the glass tonight, Horford included. Even though he's playing at the 4 right now. Mark Correa pointing at the only one hooping is Barnes. You're right, he seems to be the only one bringing the intensity at the moment. David saying if Banton learns to shoot, it's game for other teams. You're right, it's going to be GG for the whole league if Banton gets a jumper. And even now, he's like, not a bad shooter, but I get what you mean. He's got to be able to be like a pull-up guy. And I'm not going to lie, I heard a very good comparable for him the other day. I think it was Ken Birch who said it. Calls him a Sean Livingston. I agree completely. Oh, nice steal there by VanVleet on Williams. He needed to get it out of his hands in the paint. Nice. Oh my God. Gary Trent Jr. is fearless. What a competitor. Great little sequence there for the Raptors. We're down by 11. Do not turn off the TV. Do not change your channel. Stay tuned here, man. I don't think we're out of this. I'm celebrating an 11-point deficit, but you guys know how ugly it got there. We've looked a bit better here in the second half. Let's hope that momentum continues to build. HS22 saying Barnes is the best player on the Raps. I actually kind of agree, in like a weird way. Obviously, you could argue that OG's better. I honestly don't even think at this point you could argue that Pascal's better, which is like a pretty foul thing of me to say. But I mean, Scotty Barnes just looks so much more like he really thrives and where Pascal can be lacking sometimes. Like pull up shots over guys. We've seen that Scotty Barnes can do that. Pascal struggles unless the play is broken. But you know what? I don't want to build up our rookie passes expectations right now, but I get what you mean. Like it is an interesting debate now. We're blessed to have a rookie like that just fall in our laps this season. It's unreal. Paradise Lost saying Pascal sucks since the bubble, since he got his money. I definitely know for a fact that Pascal, this bothers him, right? Maybe he did get a little like complacent after getting his payday, but I don't know. To me, I think that he has every desire to stay in Toronto. He's a prideful man. That's what Masai Ujiri says to describe him. Like don't think that these comments or critiques don't get to him. They definitely do. But as a player who's I think like 28 or 29, who's already improved a ton in a short period of time, it's just unrealistic to think he'll take it to a new level. We'll see, man. I'm going to give it like a 5-game grace period before I start hitting panic buttons on him. Jeremy Perez saying Banton has Iguodala potential. You know what? If he develops that pull-up shot a little bit more, then I think so. It's interesting to give Banton these player comparables, right? Because he's such an unconventional skill set for a player standing at 6'9". He's got the point guard skill set, but he's built like a power forward. Obviously very skinny, but you guys get what I mean. Just unreal length at the point guard spot for Banton. Let's see what he develops into. He strikes me as a workhorse kind of guy. I don't think the Raptors would have drafted him if they didn't think so. First ever Canadian to be drafted by Toronto from the city, representing Rexdale. He's already winning over a ton of fans. I was thinking about getting a Banton jersey. That's one of those ones that, like, if you know the Raptors and you see someone out at like a party or just walking the street at a game wearing a Banton jersey, you're like I like that. I wonder if they sell them in the in Scotiabank. I know they can only sell a certain amount of players on the display. For hockey, I think it's like 3 players that they can sell, which is weird. But Banton, he's going to be... I like to think that he'll stick around in Toronto for a long time. Maybe be like the bench point guard of the future for the Raptors. That, to me, would be a happy ending of it all. Horford passes it to Tatum. Turnover on the Celtics. I think that was a 3-second violation in the key on offense there by Williams. All right, so we're still down by 11. There is hope in this thing. People do not give up. Right now we got 81 watching in the chat. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Tom Moreau calling for the give me a Banton Watanabe backcourt. You're crazy, Tom. You're crazy. But, give me it. I need to see it too. Fred VanVleet misses. Williams with the board. That's been the story of the night. Williams, he's having a game. Passes it to Smart. The up fake, OG's on him. Come on now. Get it. Come on. Oh, nice. Huge block there by Anunoby on Smart, and it happened because of the collective defensive effort of him and Barnes. Oh, Gary just misses the 3. Ooh, Pascal got rocked. Bueno Kitty, man. Another super chat. Shouts out. He's saying best safe weekly budget for Bet365 for a noob. If you're going to set some limits, man, just in general, I mean, everyone can, bet within their means. It's personal for every single person, but typically, I'm not going to lie to you guys, just because, I just graduated school. I don't have a lot of money. I usually put like $5 on a parlay, right? Like, it's nothing too crazy. Definitely don't, gambling will not make you that much money in life. It's a ton of fun for fans of the sport. Of course, that's why we do it. But it's those high rollers down in Vegas who are willing to put like $5,000 down on a game, very like every once in a while, that make like crazy money. I'm personally not in that ballpark. But welcome to Bet365, man. They're not even a sponsor for us, but they're a great app. Like, I use them for pretty much everything. Check out the Bet Builder feature. That's how we do our bets. A boss saying, does anyone else hate Smart as much as me? I hate him, but it's because I respect him. You know what I mean? I'm like, I cheer for the Raptors. He tortures the Raptors. I don't like him, but that needs to come with some respect. Like, he is really awesome. When he was against us in the bubble, he was in like a Fred VanVleet finals mode. Just timely defense, timely buckets. Anytime the Boston Celtics had an opportunity to bury us, it was Smart doing it. So definitely a talented player in this league, man. But I can't say that I love seeing him out there either. Mike James in the chat saying the score should be flipped right now. Thankfully, a miss there by Marcus Smart. I don't know about that. The Raptors have made their fair share of mistakes. Yes, we've missed some gimmies, but the Raptors are going to need to be better if they have any hope of winning this game. Just to state the obvious. OG with a nice little reverse bucket under the rim there. Back down the defender. Gets the 2. That's important for us. We're down by 12. With about 4:45 left in the third quarter. Scotty D'ing at Marcus Smart. Nice. Oh, but gets the basket anyways. Good play by Smart. All right, they got an odd man situation going the other way. Oh, okay. Scotty Barnes fouled, took advantage of Williams being down at the other side of the court, goes straight to the rim because he knows they didn't have the same protection. Gets fouled. There we go. I gotta check the Scotty Barnes betting line right now. Got to see where we're at. So right now, Scotty Barnes has, where is it? Someone might have mentioned it already in the chat, but I got to pull this up. I haven't noticed it in the chat yet. So Scotty Barnes, 16-6. Let's go. We hit that bet prop. And Gary Trent Jr., show me some defensive stats. Oh no. 0 steals, 0 blocks. That's got to change. Okay. We're hanging. We're good. So Gary Trent Jr., it'd be nice to see him go and get some defensive stats. As I just said, that'll cash our bet. But Scotty Barnes, he's already hit. He's got 16-6. That's big. So right now, the Raptors are down by 12. We need to keep chipping in here. Or denting the lead, I should say. Oh, Mike James clarifying. The Celtics don't have Brown and the Raptors are losing by 12. They should be winning by 12 tonight. So it didn't literally mean that, we haven't been rewarded for our efforts. But just saying, the Celtics have struggled. They don't have Brown tonight. We've got Siakam back, all that. We should be doing better than we are right now. And that is 100% true. It's been disappointing effort for Toronto thus far. Hoping we can turn this thing around. Nice. And Barnes getting fouled again. He just did like a little bit of a Giannis yuck face. Nice. All right. Attaboy, Scotty. So a chance to bring this down to a 10-point deficit. Again, not great, but little victories here, right? We're getting back into it. My YouTube in the chat saying, put up a emoji if you trade Spice for Wiggins right now. I don't think I would do that. I definitely wouldn't do that. But Wiggins is underrated. It is tempting, actually, but no, I think I'd be holding on to Spicy P. Fred VanVleet with a big three-pointer there. Cuts the lead to 9. Technically a three-possession game here. Let's see what the Raptors can do. That's a timely bucket by Fred VanVleet. He's been quiet tonight, but stepping up there, getting us some clutch points. I'm double sweating right now, hoping Gary Trent Jr. can get some defensive stats. Mid-range bucket goes for Tatum. Tom saying, prediction, we're about to get hot at the 3. Let's hope. Fred from 3. Oh, I wanted that to hit so bad. Misses. It's going back the other way with Boston. We are down by 11 points with 3 minutes left in the third. Bueno Kitty saying, K, I'm liking Scotty B in the low post ISO. He's creative scorer. We did not expect to have this kind of scoring prowess from Scotty Barnes at this point at all, but we're getting there, right? This was a pleasant surprise for all fans watching him. He's much more complete than we expected already, and it's exciting to think about the kind of player he'll be down the road once we've had time to develop him and him just naturally get experience in the NBA. In the chat saying, if we're trading Pascal, it has to be for a center. I guess has to be. It's a pretty rigid way to look at it, but ideally, yeah, that's our most glaring need. And if we're going to offload Pascal, I think you should try to address our most glaring need. But then again, when you're dealing with star power, if you can get some star power back, I think you just take it. But it's been me ranting forever about this team needing a bona fide 7-footer at the center spot. Even since the JV days, we upgraded to Marc Gasol for a reason. Short-lived upgrade though, because Marc's very old and wasn't that long on contract. But finding a long-term solution at the center spot for the Raptors will be a key to them contending. So Joey in the chat saying, could have used Decker right now instead of Dragic, the bench warmer. I get what you mean, but Dragic, I'm not going to play around. Dragic is better than Decker, even though Decker is just an explosive three-point shooter. I wonder what's going on with Dragic. Obviously, he kind of played himself out of the lineup. And if we had long-term aspirations of keeping Dragic, then I think he'd be back in right now and we'd be working through it. But the consensus does seem to be that we want to trade him, of course. There's definitely a lot of teams interested. He's got 1 year left on that contract. A contender is going to pick him up. It's going to be a matter of time before that happens, but I think it just fully makes sense that we kept Dragic over Decker. It was sad to see Decker go, though. I really liked him, and even on his way out, he said, it means a lot to me that the fans saw me as who I am, and that's just, like I said, the utmost respect for him. C Tidy saying, seeing some 2-3 zone now to cover those corners. Good adjustment by Nick Nurse, good quarter. See, thank God we got C Tidy out here. I'm going back and forth the chat, reacting to the game back and forth. You know how it is. And he's pointing out these little details that otherwise I probably would have skipped over. So an adjustment by Nick Nurse. They're covering on those 3-point corner threes. We're pressing out on the corner shots there, and it's resulted in a little bit of a better outcome there in the quarter, but we're still behind the 8 ball. It's not looking great for Toronto, but the game is not done, guys. We got 4 minutes and how many seconds left? 4:20 about left in the third quarter. Interesting. Mike Kamina saying maybe we can get Ayton if Phoenix doesn't pay him. That would be a decent little option. I'm not like head over heels for Ayton. I don't think I'm going to be honest, I think CP3's made him look a lot better than he is. I know some of his CP3 wasn't even around for some of his best statistical performances, but I don't know. I'm not like super sold on Ayton as like a guy that you just want to max out. And I'm sure someone's going to give him some stupid money. Who knows? But in a hypothetical situation, if we could get Ayton, I would not say no. He is definitely a serviceable 7-footer that would be filling a very glaring void for us at the moment. Fred VanVleet with the ball right now. Svi back on the court, pulls up for the shot. Nice. That's Svg water right there. The splash bandicoot. That's a big bucket. We're down by 11. Oh, Matt Hogg asking Ayton or Isaac. Me personally, Isaac. Fully, I would go with Jonathan Isaac. I just love him as a defender. And his offensive game's good too. I've actually been a big fan of Jonathan Isaac. I think that I would definitely go with him over Ayton. But good question. Let me know in the chat. Jonathan Isaac or DeAndre Ayton, who do you want on your team as a center? Or I guess Isaac plays 4, but he's got that kind of length that he can guard centers and fill that role too. Bueno Kitty saying Svg needs that bounce back. He's been consistent for us. Hopefully he can come out and make an impact right now. Nick Nurse giving him some run. Got that bucket. Hopefully he can roll. Down by 11, under 2 minutes left in the third here. We currently have 79 people watching, so shouts out everyone in the chat. You guys are the best. Mike Kamina saying, only problem with Ayton is lack of threes. You were probably right about CP3 making him better. Yeah, and I said that on the last live stream, and I think someone pointed out that his best statistical season actually came before CP3 got there. But let's not play around. Like, his playoffs was what really got him on the map as, a guy who might get paid a lot of money. And rightfully so. He had a great playoffs, but if CP3 can get DeAndre Jordan on first team All-NBA, then you know what? I think that there might be a little CP3 bias there with him and his front court players because he's one of the best point guards of all time. He will help you have a career year, and Ayton said it himself, right? The kind of development and improvement he's seen in his own outlook at the game since CP3 arrived. It's like day and night. Maybe he'll just keep that same head on his shoulders and be great at somewhere else. I don't know, but I would just be very reluctant to put big time money and commitment into it. Bringing up, what about Mitchell Robinson? He's another guy that would do the job, but I think that the Knicks are going to be looking to hold on to him for certain, and I'd imagine he resigns there. Some more people bringing up Miles Turner. That Miles Turner is great, and he's younger than I expected. Someone pointed out in the last live stream he's only 26, so to get him right now, he actually would line up nicely with the current core of our team. I would like that. I would like that a lot. But again, you run into that inevitable issue of how are you going to acquire him and how much is he going to demand? I think for Miles Turner, you pay it out. But again, you're going to need to pry him from Indiana's dead hands realistically. But at least with Indiana, you do have why am I blanking? Sabonis, Domantas Sabonis, who's a dominant front court player, right? So if you do offer the right deal, you could probably pry out of Miles Turner. You could probably get him because they do feel comfortable in their front court with Sabonis. But again, right, they're not going to give him up for nothing. He is a stud. So HS22 saying Raps should go after Christian Wood. Christian Wood's great. I don't think he's 7 feet tall, which worries me a little bit, but he'd be a nice addition for sure. Might not fix that 7-footer issue is my only concern on that one. All right, so Raptors down by 12. We're within the 2-minute mark now of the third quarter. Let's see when we get going. Scotty Barnes. Ooh, that's all right. Misses the shot, but it's off of a Celtics player. Should be Raptors ball. It is Raptors ball. Tom Moreau saying, finally, Banton back on the floor. He's impressed. I've been like a huge Malachi guy, but cannot question Nick Nurse's decisions to be playing Banton this much because it's paid off. He's been doing everything we've asked, and here comes Chris Boucher. So Boucher back in the game. Scotty Barnes comes out. Boucher's instant offense, man. I hope he can channel into a little bit of what we saw last year and get us some quick buckets here, some timely defense. A man can hope. An air ball three-pointer by OG Anunoby there off the inbounds. That's not great. Horford from 3, misses. Oh, and a second chance opportunity. Williams wasn't even in there. That's got to be a board for Boucher. That was a great closeout defensively. Nice. All right. Achua with the rebound. We're heading back up court. Anunoby sizing up Romeo Langford. Come on, Chris. Hit this 3. Oh, an air ball. Oh, my God. That's not it. That's not it. Chris, come on, man. I gave you a nice little entrance. Talk about your ability to space the floor. Air ball's a 3, but he's coming back down court with the ball. Oh, Chris, no. No. Oh my God, this is bad right now. This is not looking good, guys. Chris Boucher with a double dribble there, just completely useless. Dribbled his way into trouble, tried to make a little pass to Svi, who was covered. Coughs up the ball, it's a turnover. This man's definitely getting torched in the chat, and yeah, he is. All right, OG with the steal. Let's go. Oh, nice. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, I think he's okay. But big time transition lay-in, I'll say, for OG Anunoby. Almost could have dunked it, but they come back down the other way and get a basket there. I believe that's Jackson. We're down by 12 still. End of the third. Whew. All right, not good. Not good. This has been a game where you started off behind and stayed that way the whole game. Credit to the Celtics. They've been playing great with the lead. Haven't let up, but the fourth quarter is now here. As I said, down by 12. You got to hope the Raptors dent this and can eventually maybe take a shot to tie up the game, win the game at the end. We got to get something here, make it close. Artisan saying, WTF is Boucher taking the ball up the court. Yeah, that's pretty unexpected, but I was almost happy to see it. I was like, okay, air ball is a 3, goes and takes the ball off the glass, dribbles it up. The confidence is clearly not shaken, but then a double dribble. That's just an exclamation point on the bad night here. Yeah, Alex Lee saying Richardson, not Jackson. My bad. Yeah, sorry, Josh Richardson. Calvin B saying trade Boucher for some poutine. Maybe, depending on where the poutine's from. Like most Canadians, I love a good poutine. Drop in the chat, where's the best place to get a poutine? I'm going to say Costco. Costco food, underrated. Kirkland brand, it's fire. You know what, guys, I'm bringing up the animation here a little bit late, but it is cold for the Raptors at the moment. Just overall, overall, people playing out of character, like Chris Boucher dribbling it up, doing a double dribble. People are airballing. OG's been pretty quiet. Fred VanVleet's been super inconsistent this game. Scotty Barnes really has been the only competitive, consistent cog we've had at the moment tonight in Boston. But you'll have nights like this. It's disappointing, right? If we lose, it'll be our third straight loss, and we had a great little turnaround there with a 5-game win streak after opening up the season 1-3. We've already blown this team out. This is disappointing. They don't have Jaylen Brown. Praying that we can turn things around here in the fourth quarter. Matt Hawk saying Burger King poutine is in its own league. Damn, I might need to try that. Whoa. In the chat saying, as an American, I have no idea what that is, LOL. So I'm sure you must have seen it at some point, but a poutine is fries with cheese curds and gravy. It's like the most unhealthy thing you could possibly eat. Like it's terrible. You might have a heart attack directly after, but you know what? It's delicious. No one's denying that. And it's a pretty unique item of Canadian cuisine. Yes, high class. All right, we're back underway here at TD Garden. Richardson from 3 misses. Richardson, not Jackson. Thank you for correcting me there. That's a timely miss. We're down by 12. Banton with the ball. Come on. Give it to me. Svi driving baseline. Oh, what just happened? Did we step out? Raptors turned it over. It's not good. A Calanter in the chat saying, I miss Kem Birch. Me too. Okay, Celtics turn over the ball there. Down 12 points, man. It would be nice to get a 3 here, bring it within a single-digit deficit. Any kind of basket would be great here. We got to dent this lead sooner than later. And Gary Trent Jr., go get me those defensive stats, please. Oh, geez, that was a bad miss there. Results in a bucket, though. Oh, never mind. It's a loose ball foul. Man, Toronto cannot get a break at the moment. Travis H. saying, drive the ball, OG. Should just drive. Good things happen when OG goes to the rim. Man's an athletic tank. Someone's got to turn it on for the Raptors right now. Nice, Precious. Gets the steal. Oh! Come on now. You get a 2-on-1. Svi Mykhailiuk going downhill with you and just kind of fumbled up on the dribble, and then it gets swatted away by Richardson. You could have passed that right before. I guess he didn't hear Richardson coming. That's thankfully staying Raptors ball. I think I panned over a fan there, and I thought they were eating a poutine, but definitely not in Boston. My eyes are deceiving me. I'm tripping out. Pascal backing down on Romeo Langford. Okay, gets fouled, misses the mid-range J. I actually didn't mind that shot, but yeah, Pascal's still struggling to score contested buckets. Ooh, Mike Kamina saying Nurkic or Moses Brown. As of today, Nurkic, but if the Raptors were to acquire one, I go Moses Brown. He's younger, and I think, you get more to work with in terms of the upside. I would go the Moses Brown route there, but that's a good question. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Would you rather get Yusuf Nurkic or Moses Brown for this Raptors team? I think I got to go with Brown, but getting Nurkic for this season would be probably the better move. But long term, trade acquisition wise, I'm going Brown. True Vibration saying Raptors are in trouble. But then Captain Save a Bro, pronounce that weird, saying have faith. I agree, man. Retweet to that. Have some faith. We're not out of it yet. Down by 10. Over 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Gary, please get a steal. Currently, we got 80 people watching. Shouts at everybody in the chat. You're much appreciated. Richardson from 3. Ooh, that one hurts. 83-70 for Boston. I need a sip of water. That's There you go. Pascal breaks down the defense, passes it to Banton, who gets the lay-in. 11-point deficit. Man, I'm not a big Schroeder guy. Oh, nice, Precious. That's another big block there. He's had some defensive highlights this game, even though he's also had his shacked-in moments. Banton misses at the other end. We're back on defense here. Schroeder on Precious again. Nice. Svi Mikhailuk. We got 2-on-1 here. 3-on-1. Ooh, no. Get up there. Oh, no, Precious. Okay, he got fouled, but still, that was... See, that's sometimes the issue with Precious being a little bit shorter, is obviously it's a longer distance to travel to the rim. He was in traffic there and kept getting blocked, but ultimately draws a foul. He should be shooting too. Mike Kamina saying Precious lost all of his confidence on offense. He definitely does seem a little bit tame right now. I agree. He's taken a step back offensively from what we saw in the preseason when he was playing like a point guard. That was a wild preseason summer league for Precious. He's been humbled since then. I agree. Looking a little bit less confident than we'd like to see, but it's a long season. He's very young. He'll figure it out. Saying, shoot, I'd love a little coverage, even if it's on Shackton. Well, the Raptors, it actually is so tough because I wake up every morning and like watch First Take or Undisputed, a bunch of different talk shows that cover the NBA, and the Raptors do, well, I mean, you guys already know, like I'm preaching to the choir. We don't get talked about at all. But the nice thing is Scotty Barnes is starting to reverse that a little bit. We get some star power in Toronto. He's a rookie, so everyone wants to talk about rookies in this exciting class. He'll get us in the news a bit more than I think we have been in past seasons. But a Shackton the Fool appearance for Precious Achiuwa might be in our future, unfortunately. But hey, some coverage nonetheless. Currently got 93 live viewers right now. Shouts out, you guys. Appreciate this tons. It's a little bit of a debate over Pascal's contract. You know what? It's not a good contract, but at the time, you have to sign it. I think that he works so hard, gets the most improved, was on your championship team, your second leading scorer. I mean, he just did so many things accolade-wise and genuinely leading the team in a lot of statistical categories that it's market value. If you wanted to keep Pascal, which at the time I think makes sense, you had to pay him that. So the Raptors did what they had to, and you're right, now it doesn't look like a great contract, but things change. He's not old. Pascal can figure it out. I don't think he'll just jump up an improvement all of a sudden, right? But if he can get back to what he was before, then it'll be still kind of like a spot-on contract. But not great or good by any means. Travis H saying every team in the NBA drives, but the Raptors always look for BS threes. You know what? We drive too, but it's just the blown layups that are hurting us so much. Or Precious just getting swatted multiple times under the rim. We got issues for sure. I'll just say that with my chest. This Raptors roster has some issues, but that's to be expected with a fairly new group and just a ton of youth on the roster. We'll work through it. People are in a heated debate in the chat right now over Pascal Siakam. No matter how much I criticize him, shouts out to Pascal. He is, he'll forever be Raptors royalty, man. Like we owe him big time. That's why we gave him that contract. But speaking openly about it, not looking great these days. Precious from the line gets the second free throw. It's a 10-point deficit. Got just under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's now or never, guys. Buckle up. Let's hope something big happens here. Smart with the ball. Oh, Gary, please get these defensive stats, man. Please. Nice. Smart. Williams misses. Banton comes back up the court with the ball for the Raptors. Still 10-point deficit. Pascal with the J. Oh my God. Okay, that was unfortunate. Good shot. Was on mark, but just spills out of the rim. I don't know. It's a make or miss league. He missed, but still good shot by Pascal. I'm not mad at that. I love that saying for the NBA. It's a make or miss league. It's a pretty tough phrase, pretty tough motto. There you go. So the Raptors rebound it, touches us last, but it's called Raptors ball because I think we were hit on the way up to grab that board. Marcel Martin saying down by 10. Let's go. Rally the troops, Marcel. It's been changed over to Celtics ball, which makes sense. I was kind of confused at how we had the ball there. Rebounding an issue tonight, for sure, to say the least. Oh, no. Okay. Thought they were going to find Williams there in the paint. Tatum for 3, gets it. 13-point deficit. Banton up the court with the ball. Gary Trent Jr. sizing up Richardson. Come on. Nice bucket. Oh, Gary Trent Jr.'s got a layup package too. Do not sleep on him. He's got an all-around game. The Pascal debate rages on in the chat. Rayquaza saying Pascal seems cursed for real. All his shots rim out. Yeah, you know, there's been a few shots he's taken this game where I'm like, that's good shot selection. Overall, like, looked like a pretty on-mark shot, but yeah, some tough luck there. Sometimes you get the shooter's bounce. He is getting none of that right now. Be a great time to step up. Marcus Smart with the ball being D'd up by Gary. Gary, get me a defensive stat, please. Tatum with an air ball. Precious with the rebound, and now Freddie VanVleet's coming back up. Oh, nice pass to Svi. Okay, but he's fouled. Fouled by Richardson. He'll be shooting too. That was a really nice on-the-run pass there by Fred VanVleet. He is someone that we'd like to see make a more pronounced appearance for this team in this fourth quarter. Currently, we got 106 viewers in here, man. Shouts out the viewers. You guys are the best. Our community is just the best. Appreciate each and every one of you. Jet for Sale 1 saying, getting out-hustled in all categories. Tough night. Yeah, we are. And the glass is the one that just stands out the most to me. The corner threes were an issue at the beginning, kind of because of our defensive structure, but the rebounding. It has been a glaring issue tonight. And no Jaylen Brown for the Celtics. This is annoying, right? 9-point deficit. Raptors have squeaked back into this thing. Hypothetically speaking, it's a 3-possession game. The Raptors can make the most of this 7:20 they have left. We could maybe squeeze one out. Prayers up. Oh, no. Oh, man. Siakam cannot guard Tatum. It's just not happening. Yeah, who was the foul on the case? So they're saying it's on Pascal Siakam. To me, Precious came over as the help defender, went to block the shot. I guess maybe got a piece of Tatum. I thought it was probably his foul. Yeah, I don't know. That's not a foul. Call me a homer. I don't think that's a foul. I don't see it. I really don't. That's a star call there for Tatum. I guess, why are they calling it on Pascal? Maybe you could argue that Precious clipped him after with his body, which was kind of true. I don't know. It looked clean to me. That's something that would not be called in the playoff game, I don't think. But Tatum getting the benefit of the whistle there. Hits his first free throw. Let me refresh the scoreboard here. It's slow updating, but it is going as fast as it can. All right. Well, we're back to a 10-point deficit here. I apologize for the chat. I'm not checking it as much. I'll try to be better about that, but I'm notorious for this. In the fourth quarter, I'm just glued to the screen. OG Anunoby with a nice basket there, set up by Fred VanVleet. 8-point deficit. Get on your horse, ladies and gentlemen. We might have a comeback in the works. Fred guarding Marcus Smart at the top of the key. Ball is with Williams. Now to Tatum. Gary! Oh, give it to me. I think they just hit Gary with a foul. But you know what? He tried to go get me my defensive stat. I'm going to double check right now to make sure. Okay, so Gary Trent Jr., he still has 0 blocks, 0 steals. That's tough. That's real tough. Oh well. Game's not done. Tatum with the air ball. That's a second tonight, surprisingly. But they get the offensive rebound or pick up the ball off the missed shot there. Celtics are fouled. Oh, man. Not looking good. 8-point deficit. They're going to the line right now. Richardson will shoot 2. See where that leaves us. Oh, yeah. Precious got him there. All right. First shot going up for Richardson, and he hits it. Let me look through the chat right now. Marcel Martin saying, let's get a dub for the Goody Mob. I mean, when the Goody Mob pulls through, it's always a W, man. I appreciate you guys, but a win for the Raps tonight would just be so unexpected, but so appreciated, so needed right now. A 3-game skid is not what you want to go on to. Praying right now. We're down by 10, 6:20 left in the game. Yeah, people in the chat getting a little bit upset with the whistle. It's been really tight. Yeah, the whistle tonight has been ridiculous. I thought that flagrant foul earlier that Malachi Flynn picked up was garbage on Marcus Smart. That was a standard foul. That's what coaches tell you to do. Do not give up the easy 2. Foul him. It was like a play on the ball. I'm pretty sure Malachi Flynn's hand reached around and touched the ball. It wasn't just an errant hack, but because it happened at pretty fast speed, it looked worse than it was. And then Jason Tatum did not get fouled on that last possession when we were down just by 8. Whatever, you live with it. But yeah, refs, I'm a little stuffed up right now, but refs not helping too much. Done out here saying, why isn't Scotty in yet? So we'll see. Keep your eyes out for that. Scotty has been pretty consistent tonight. It'd be good to see him get back in for the crunch part of this game. Jump ball. Celtics retain possession. Cook It Son saying Fred's out here telling the refs how to do their jobs. Fred's a vocal leader, right? Like, I love that Lowry did it. It used to aggravate me that Lowry would just be living in the ref's ear because I'd look at it and say, man, you're going to get no favors like this. But after a while, I felt like the referees actually just got on a good rapport with Lowry. And I'll be honest, it was painful getting to that point. But Fred VanVleet picking up right where Lowry left off, just chewing off the ears of officials. Hopefully can benefit us in some capacity this game because the whistle has not been in our favor, but it also wouldn't save us from being down by, what is it right now, like 11, 12 points? My live scoreboard isn't updating quite as accurately. I think it's 12 points that we're down by, but... Mike James with, I can't read that out loud, but funny comment. Marlo Britton saying Scotty injured, question mark. I don't think so. I really don't think so. He didn't look in distress leaving the court unless I missed something. They're probably just giving him a breather right now to come back in for the remaining stretch of the game. But yeah, a little bit peculiar that he's not back in yet. So yeah, that jump ball going down a little bit weird as well. Kind of just handing it to Marcus Smart. Been saying it. The whistle this game has been atrocious for the Raptors, but again, it won't alleviate the fact that we're down by our own fault. 103 people watching right now. Love keeping this above the century mark. Anytime we're over 100, man, I am juiced up. Love to see it. Appreciate everybody in here watching. Stick around. We got hopefully a tight game coming up. I don't know. That's wishful thinking, but the Raptors aren't out of it. Game's not finished. If we could get a historic comeback right now, that would be mucho bueno. Travis H saying Tatum protected by the refs. He definitely was on that play. It's just typical NBA that, the stars, especially like the flashy ones, tend to get the whistle a bit more. Love what they've done with the rules this year, though. No baiting people into jumping over the 3-point line and falling into you. Like or I guess I shouldn't say that. The unnatural offensive movements to draw fouls are now called as offensive fouls. We've seen it just timeless situations with Trae Young. James Harden's been vocal about it. Even Damian Lillard struggled with the rule change. But they'll figure it out, and this is better for the sport of basketball, in my opinion, like tenfold. Oh, here he is. Here he is again. Champion Gold Gaming, just with another pause-worthy super chat, but appreciated nonetheless. The Raptors getting their cheeks eaten. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. This isn't good. Oh, Tatum with the basket. 14-point deficit right now for Toronto. 5:40 left in the game. My bet's not looking good. This is getting messy. Oh no. Scotty Barnes just comes back and turns over the ball. Schroeder scores at the other end in transition. I missed that. I was looking in the chat, but something just happened here. Scotty Barnes fouled? I think... Okay, we're getting a replay here. Champion Gold Gaming. This man is relentless right now. Shouts out for another super chat. Champion Gold. A legend in his own right in this chat, man. And again, with would you pay for Nick Nurse's OnlyFans? I'm a Raptors fan, so I'm going to need to go with yeah. Leave it at that. But shouts out Champion Gold with the super chat. Pretty sure they're removing adult explicit content now, so I'll just tune in to hear about... He'll just do his post-game pressers on his OnlyFans, I guess. All right, Schroeder with the ball being guarded by Van Vliet. Off of the fingertips there of Williams down low. Yeah, Williams has had a great game. I think Schroeder's actually played pretty well tonight too. Tatum's done his thing. The fact that Brown was out did not slow them down one little bit. Precious driving. Oh, nice. That's some selfless basketball. Maybe too selfless. Fred, just the right amount of passing. I take back what I said. Knocks down the three. We're down by 13. 4:40 left in the fourth quarter. The chat's killing me tonight. You guys are funny. Schroeder in the mid-range. Connects on that one. Keeps the Celtics on top. These are just burying us. These baskets here. OG Anunoby with the ball is guarded by Smart. Smart's a solid defender. Hey, man, the super chats are just raining in right now. Andrew, shouts out. Let's not give up, boys. We still in this. You're not wrong. There's 4 minutes left to go in this game. The lead is not insurmountable. Call it unlikely, but whatever. Let's hope for the best here. I don't know if that counts as a steal for Gary Trent Jr. I don't think it does. Causes Tatum to turn over the ball there. That's nice and timely. Precious going off. HS22 saying Raps defense overrated. Man, mate. It won't be in a few years. Definitely not. Like, this is an elite defensive roster, but it's going to take some time to figure out. We need chemistry. I think so for sure. Oh, man. And when it rains, it pours. Another super chat from Champion Gold. Shouts out, my man. Asking, would you rather Siakam feet or Van Cheeks? I'm going to go with Van Cheeks. No explanation on that one. Just I'm going with Van Cheeks. Shouts out Champion Gold for the another super chat. Appreciate you. Gary Trent from 3. Misses. Tatum with the board. Damon Kolba saying, geez, Josh, you been working out? I've been hooping at LA Fitness. I've been going to the gym technically. Nice. Steal there by Fred VanVleet on Tatum. We're going back the other way. Nice little layup there. A little floater by Gary Trent Jr. under the basket. We're down by 14 points. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left. You know, never say never. This doesn't look great. Yeah, people in the chat saying GG. I can't lie. It's not looking good. And then Schroeder hits that. Yeah, we can go ahead and call that one the straw that breaks the camel's back. I think the Raptors are officially out of this. This is disappointing. I don't think that the Raptors led once all night. Maybe if I missed something there early in the first quarter, like the first basket of the game potentially. But it's been all Celtics all night. Really collective effort from them. As much as I think our players played really poorly, Celtics did all the right things. They attacked our weaknesses, shot corner threes, had their bigs rebound in the paint and get second chance opportunities. They've done the right things, but Scotty Barnes has been to the line a bunch tonight. He's back there again. We hit our bet on Scotty. Unless, barring a miracle that I just haven't noticed, Gary Trent Jr., I don't think will hit on our defensive stats, so that would mean the ending of a 4-0 bet streak on the live stream. I'm praying. This has been the clockwork for him. In some crazy, wild universe, if this can happen, it'd be super hype. We'll see what goes on, though. Jenfro saying we needed Birch tonight. That he definitely would have helped. Probably wouldn't have solved the issue for us, but he would have helped for sure. I'm missing Birch out there too. Rayquaza is saying offense struggling bad. Yeah, that's an understatement. We've been struggling terribly. Fred VanVleet misses the deep three. Tatum on the board. Got about 1:30 left in this game. And we do have the back-to-back. Michael C. saying can't lose 4 in a row tomorrow. We got to have a big bounce-back game for the Raptors. Champion Goal Gaming. Whoa, with his first non-suggestive super chat. He's just had it. He's saying, can we please trade Siakam? 120 million scam. I get what you mean. The contract, it's tough because right now, I was talking about it earlier, it'd be really nice to look at Pascal and tell him to get back to the things that really like broke him into the league, right? Running the floor, hustle defense, knocking down open shots when he gets them. It's not nice. He's not suited to be a primary ball handler on a winning team. At least not right now. He isn't, off of what I've seen in the past like year. But if you get, it's just tough to justify putting him back to that role player. I guess kind of just role as a guy who's making 120 million on his contract. That's a tough bullet to bite. So maybe you do explore some trades. I know the Raptors have been extremely reluctant to deal him, and for good reason. And let's give him this grace period, right? Let's not hit the panic buttons yet. But I agree with you. Champion Gold is getting awfully close, and appreciate the super chat as always. You guys are the best. How many people got watching right now? 104. We're staying above the century mark. Appreciate you guys. It's always good vibes in here. We did not, I'm going to say right now, we've lost the game. Our bet's looking very, very far gone, but not impossible. Scotty Barnes delivered big time for us. Joey Schatz saying, we getting the socialite. I don't want Ben Simmons. Don't get me wrong. Play-wise, he'd help out this team a lot. But just for the amount he would cost, I find that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. What was that? I think they just shut down a trade offer the other day. I believe it was Boston. They wanted Jaylen Brown Williams, a first-round pick, and like one other player for Ben Simmons. Like, who do they think Ben Simmons is? Trust me, I defend Ben Simmons. But Jaylen Brown Williams, first round pick, and another role player, like, you got to be out of your mind. Daryl Morey is just not willing to deal him within the Eastern Conference. That's what I take away from that. JJ Molina saying trade Siakam for Tatum. Done deal. That feels really bad saying that right now as we're losing to Boston, but I'd be lying to say anything else. Yeah, Siakam slander in the chat just remaining very consistent. Jonathan saying Fred VanVleet and Pascal for Dame Lillard. That's actually not the craziest thing, though. I don't think Portland would do it. You can get a little bit more for Dame, but that's a tempting offer. Hey, man, and the super chats have just been popping off this fourth quarter. Appreciate you guys. Depinder Delon saying, Raptors forgot to play since Siakam's entry. Yeah, it's been a collective effort. As much as we're going to pick on Siakam, it's been everybody. You could blame the chemistry needing to reintegrate a bit, but overall, right, it's the whole group. It's the whole group 100%. Siakam, even at his contract, at his current state, has a lot to bring. I just think we need to ask less of him, get more, if you know what I mean. But shouts out to Pinder for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Azriel asking, hey man, just logged in. Is Siakam screwing this game up? Well, I guess, you know what, just to reiterate what I said, not fully him. He's had a bad game, no doubt about it. Malachi Flynn misses a nice little mid-range shot there. We've emptied the bench into this game. You're seeing Justin Champagny out there, who I'm a big fan of. Oh, they got everyone with the braids right now. Not only does Scotty get it, Delano has it, and now Champagny has it too. The young guys rocking the braids. And another super chat. Oh my god. This is crazy. Pain-causing samurai. That's a tough name. I like that. Looking forward to seeing Yuta and Svi play together. Non-stop steals and deflections. Big time. I'm really excited to see Yuta Watanabe get back. I love his length and intensity, right? This is a guy who can help us with the rebounds issue, which was glaring tonight. Oh, and Peyton Pritchard on the court right now for the Celtics. I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, that'll be a cool duo to see at some point. Not really the duo I expected, but maybe, or the duo I wanted to see, but maybe this is the duo we need. I butchered that saying. You guys know what I meant to say. But yeah, shouts out for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Mike Ez saying Turner for Siakam and filler. Depends on the filler. I really want Turner. I mean, you get a much less dynamic player in Turner. Siakam's like, you know, he can do a little bit of everything, but right now he's not doing enough of one thing, and it's causing us to question our top guy, which is not a situation you want to be in for long. I'm not writing off these Siakam trades anymore. I don't take it as slander. I think this is just the pragmatics of asset management, the situation we're in. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have lost 104-88 to the Boston Celtics in TD Garden after blowing them out on opening night when they did have Jaylen Brown. No way around this one, man. This is disappointing. Really, really disappointing. But you know what wasn't? Having everybody in the chat like we always do. I'm going to double check this bet real quick to make sure there wasn't some miracle defensive stats recorded for Gary Trent Jr. So yeah, no, we're cooked. We're done. So the 4-0 bet streak has come to an end. We hit one of our bets tonight. Unfortunately, did not get both, but hey, that's just luck of the draw sometime. Okay, so yeah, we missed it by one defensive stat. Gary Trent Jr. ended up recording a block, but no other block or steal to go with it to give us the over 1.5 defensive stats. Is what it. Oh man, I'm just seeing that alley-oop from Scotty Barnes. This is earlier replay of the game. First basket for the Raptors. Holy smokes. Love to see that chemistry continue to build. Fred and Scotty Barnes connecting for a big play there to open the game. But this is old news now. We have lost. Disappointing, but man, you guys keep this so much fun. Appreciate the chat. I always look forward to logging in and doing this with you guys. Currently, we still have 94 viewers in. That's hype. That's awesome. Man, it's much appreciated. And back to back. So I'll be on again tomorrow. I'm looking forward to reconvening with you guys. We'll start another bet streak, another wins on the bet streak, and then we'll also start a win streak for the Raptors. We'll turn things around. 6-6 record. We're still 500. Hoping to only go up from here. You guys are the greatest, man. Much appreciated. And I'm signing off.